I'm still here with Ty Parker. We're going to get into his transformation from modeling into acting. Before we get into that, when you first started, I heard you say 2007.
Yes. So in 2007.
Is that when you first got signed?
So in 2007 is when I first got signed with an agency in Nashville. It was Dan Talent Group. And yeah, that's that. I mean, literally.
You still with them?
I'm still with them. Yeah, with the same. Now I've done some things with some other agencies. I mean, this is a marketing thing. So if you're able to be marketed, you want to try to hit every stream that you can get, because there's so many different ways that you can generate revenue. But yeah, once 2007 hit, can I tell you the story how that happened? Okay, so I told you earlier about going to Orlando and getting the contact information for the guy that was in New York. All right, so at the end of the day, it was all about getting into a competition. So it was an organization called New Day Associates. The publisher of Today's Black Women, what else does he do? He does a few of the Hype Hair magazine. Okay, so they put on a show every single year. It's a competition for models, actors, and talent. So I went up there from January to April, every single month, to prepare for that competition that was in New Jersey.
Wow.
Not only did I learn how to walk the runway, I learned about fashion, I learned how to dress, I learned how to be around certain entertainers, not to get like starstruck.
Be a groupie.
Be a groupie. But at the end of the day, there was over 500 contestants in the competition. It was a male, female winner. It was actually first place, second place, and third place winners for each category, males and women. And I came out first. So I won my first modeling competition and the very first modeling thing I ever stepped foot in. Got a opportunity to go to Paris. Met a whole bunch of entertainers.
Just a guy from Nashville.
Just a guy from Nashville. Had no idea that this thing would go in 10 years, I think 12 years, maybe 12 years now, something like that. Maybe I got my math wrong, but I've still been doing this. Yeah.
And this all started from you trying to help your friend's girlfriend. Like, oh, you shy? I'm going to speak up for you.
Right.
And it just was like,
I was trying to help somebody else out.
Someone saw something in you, and then it made you curious, like, hey, let me see if this is really worth giving it a shot.
Absolutely. Let me tell you what happened to her. So my best friend's girlfriend, later, she actually went on Tyra Banks' show, the America's Top Model.
Really?
She was on one of the, I can't remember which one it was, but she went on for one season. Yeah, so it kind of worked out for both of us. So
like, hey, she got confidence from it. She went on a TV show. That's a big deal. So you're not shy. You have to perform in front of professionals now.
Exactly. Yeah, and like this was before, Facebook, Instagram. I think we had MySpace back then.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty big thing.
And then from modeling into being in campaigns shown all over the world, and now acting. How did you get to this point?
That's okay. So
you're in a movie. You're not.
Yeah, my very first movie was the Hannah Montana movie, what she did in Nashville, Tennessee. I think it was called Hannah Montana. So I was just a featured extra in there, but I was in the room with her. I was in the room with Vanessa Williams, a few other actors that are still on TV to this day and in movies and a lot of commercials. And we were just standing in line, and Miley Cyrus walked by, and I was just smiling, and I said something to her. She goes, "You look like Will Smith when you smile." And I was like, "That's my cousin." I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay, we're good now." Miley Cyrus spoke to me. So that was the first time like a star had said anything, because we're not supposed to talk on set.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Hey, Miley, how you doing?" And that's when she said that. But the whole acting thing came in with my agency. So
Colors?
Nope.
Or
Dan Talent in Nashville. And I had an agent that was working with me. He saw something in me, and I paid for the classes. So I was paying for the acting classes, and I was going to the classes every single week. You had to take 8. I was on my 4th class, and he was like, "I got an audition for you." I said, "Okay."
Before you even finished?
Before I even finished the classes, went to the audition, and let me tell you, I had a fro. My mustache, my beard was all out of place. I didn't have time to go get a haircut. So I went to the audition. I'm like, man, I'm not finna get this. I'm looking busted. But I went into the audition, and they were like, this is what we want you to do. I was the only person that improvised, like having something in their hand. The script said, you're holding a box, and then this was your line. So I went in there, I acted like I was picking up this box, and 2 days later, agent calls, you got the job. I'm sitting next to this guy named Armie Hammer. Mm-hmm. He's this huge movie star now. So he's been on the Entourage. He did some stuff. There's a movie out right now. It's like the Sex Story or something like that. He's in that. And I'm like, man, I was sitting right next to this guy.
We were starting at the same time.
At the same time. We were eating steak together when I ate meat.
I just had the box in my hand. He didn't.
The director mentioned, he said, man, you were the only person that like actually acted out the character. And that's when my acting stuff started. And
that's what separated you from the others. You really paid attention to detail, and you followed the instructions.
Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing with any casting director, even for being a model. If you can't listen, then you're not going to get booked. Because what they want to do is they want to work with people that they like, that they can trust, and that can listen. And just think about it, you got all these cameras coming from LA, they're shooting a movie, and these cameras cost millions of dollars. So their time is precious. So if they got somebody that's on set that's not paying attention, that's not listening, they're wasting time, they're wasting money because they're bringing all these cameras out, to Nashville or to Georgia or to Louisiana, and they want to be able to see that I have somebody in front of me that's a professional. Mm-hmm. We can still act up and have some scenes that they got to be edited or cut out, but at the end of the day, it's hey, who are we working with?
They're working with Ty Parker.
I'm here.
And do you have any specials going on or any classes that are going on now? How do you separate acting and modeling classes, or are they worked in together?
All right, so classes are every single week. I got them right now, Mondays or not Mondays, but Wednesdays and Thursdays. Mm-hmm. And I'm working with a few people, but one in particular, she's a comedian, and we're trying to work on her stage presence. But outside of that, if it wasn't just her, then it's open for acting and modeling in the same class. Unless you have something specific that you want to work on, then we pick a specific day that works for you.
But they really go hand in hand, because when you're modeling, you're acting as the pieces, the garment. You have to flow the way the garment flows. Absolutely. So I get why you mix them in together.
Absolutely. You learn something from both sides of it. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I did. You get your most experience when you're in front of the camera. I can't teach you certain things when you get on set because you're an individual. So if you get on set and you're not paying attention, I'll teach you like discipline. It's like you have to do these things. But it's your choice once you get on stage. I'll give you an example. I can teach you how to walk, but I can't teach you about how you manage that when you get on the stage or you get in front of that camera. So it's all about preparation. Mm-hmm. We do it as much as we can until you feel confident enough. Literally, I had people say, well, I can do that. I can do that. You can teach me how to walk on the runway before I go out there. But I guarantee you, 100% of the time, mm-hmm. I show you how to do it. As soon as you hit the runway, it all goes out the window.
Yes.
All goes out the window. So the preparation and just working on your craft is what
and also you don't want to do it right before the runway. You want to actually practice. Practice does make perfect.
Yeah, let me tell you what I did. Anytime I saw a mirror, anytime there was a long hallway, that's exactly what I did. I just walked back and forth or just did my walk. And in acting, it's just being in front of the mirror and just going over different expressions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I booked a gig with Lifeway in Nashville just off expressions when we did the audition. They said, tell me about yourself. And so you have to do something totally different from what everybody else is doing. And so you see the camera. Mm-hmm. So now what do you do? So you have to do these expressions that say, look sad, look mad, you're happy. You got to be able to do that and not look the same for each one.
So, wow, I'm really just taking in all this information. I do appreciate you stopping by, taking time out your schedule to check in with the Style Center.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all be sure to follow Ty Parker on all social media. Be sure to follow L3 Television. Check in every Wednesday. Come Cast 31 and stay stylish.